done. I feel like I can do it really well, and Nivalink can become one of the platforms when it comes to like someone wanting to go to like Kaziranga, for example, and seeing the 50, 100 bird species they want to see.
Yeah.
There's people who are in their 50s, 60s, 70s who are the OGs basically.
Yes.
There's young professionals there in their 30s or 40s, but not that many. But now I'm seeing more people my age getting into it, and that's definitely a good sign.
And the great hornbill.
Yeah.
And the woof of the great hornbill.
Yeah.
I've experienced it.
I think me as a father and son, we have conversations, and we have a lot of conversation across topics. So, and yeah, I mean, I keep saying it to my friends that one of the greatest joys that I've had is to share my perspective on life to my son. And so a lot of time I see a kind of reflection of me and my thought. A lot of time I see a kind of reflection of Maya in him. So yeah, that's a joy.
He's on a trip, he's doing recce, he goes to a specific hotel, he'll look at every minute detail, he'll note it down, he'll remember it, and then he'll implement it when he's selling the destination to our clients.
Namaste viewers and welcome to Reemarkabl. We are here once again with an episode that is all about the youth. We are here with a youth who's dynamic, driven and determined, and above all, he is consciously choosing travel and tourism as the industry for his future. They are people and youth who have completely taken forward the legacy business which their parents have held. Reemarkabl expresses its deepest gratitude to Excel Software Consultancy for showing tremendous faith in the young minds of the travel industry, and the company feels that they are all born to excel. We are here with the Vashis. There is Nivaan Vashi, who is all of 22 and raring to go. He is actually honing his skills to be India's finest bird watchers. His profession is different. He's looking at adventure. And of course, Mr. Niraj Vashi, he needs no introduction. Super ahead of his time when Nivalink started maybe 2 decades ago, when the business of so-called having a consolidating platform was not even thought about. Nivaan and Niraj, thank you so much for being on Reemarkabl, and thank you so much because Excel Software Consultancy believes that a conversation of such deep meaning is absolutely important for the industry to hear.
Sure.
I begin with you, the young mind that you are, Nivaan, you who've seen life in a different era. When I'm looking at the rear, I see books. And your mother mentioned to me, Meha mentioned to me, that you all started with books.
Yeah.
But you you belong to the AI generation. You believe in AI, you belong to AI, but you also believe in your parents' business, which is a legacy one. What made you stay? You're a Bombay boy, you've been abroad, you've studied abroad, but you said, no, I want to come back home.
Yeah, so I studied at a reputed school in Mumbai, and then I studied abroad for 4 years. I studied engineering, and till 2021, that was the direction I wanted to go into, which was work in. I did environmental engineering, so work in like an environmental engineering company. But then the more I worked, the more experience I got there. I realized that I wasn't getting the kick that I wanted, and I'd always looked at travel as a option or a career option, but it never really hit me till I realized that maybe that is the path I want to go to. And I've always grown up around my parents who are all about travel, and I've traveled with them. So I've seen travel also from a different lens, where I've always seen it from I've always seen the business aspect of it, where I've seen him go on recce trips. I've seen him look at minute details about a destination.
Wow.
And that, or I feel at the back of my head, that's always been there.
Yeah.
And so I guess I tapped into it, and
Yes.
I'm implementing it now and trying to add value to an already existing legacy company.
Wow, I mean, you're saying add value, because I think honestly, at your age, my age, if you don't add value even to your own life,
Yeah,
it's meaningless, right?
correct.
So Nivaan, mom speaks very highly of you, and she says, "I'm so proud that he's taking bird watching."
Yeah.
Where do you think is your product differentiator? What do you think that you want to bring on the table?
So I feel like I through my studies and everything, I feel like I've done research a lot and I've done research really well in like different aspects. So that the researcher in me also helps when it comes to travel, where I look at minute details. I want to know everything there is about a destination, about a product. And I want to make sure everything is spick and span and ready for our consumption and eventually for our customers' consumption.
Oh wow.
And yeah, and then it's also I'm very passionate about it. So even when it comes to like my passions like bird watching and wildlife, I know what's going on there. I've been on trips before. I've uh, I've done it myself, so I know exactly what people want and people don't want, and I try to shape it in a way where we feel proud of it, and even the customer feels like this is something somewhere I want to travel to, or something I want to do.
I totally agree with you because I mean, sorry, you're speaking to an adventure enthusiast.
Yeah.
So when you said bird watching, for me it's Kaziranga. It's different parts of India.
Correct.
Why India? I've been Mumbai.
I know.
We have Mahim.
Yeah.
You know, in a way, but people don't get it. We still with kids kids no, youth like you. I think the future is in the right place.
Correct.
Niraj, you have come a long way. Yeah. You set up a business plan 2 decades ago when this was not even heard of, to get smaller properties on a common platform.
That's right.
Remember, you could touch Khopoli, Karjat, Lonavala, Khandala is like a given. But you actually
Saguna Bags and all those kind of places.
Remember? Yeah. I remember this 20 years ago because we would research and then Nivalink and I didn't know it was your baby, I'm being honest, okay? So congratulations, you were so ahead of time. Niraj, what is that one thing you see that you're very proud of, and that one legacy you want to tell your boy that ये तो ही करना है, तुम कुछ भी कर ले, this is my philosophy, this is my ethics, and I want to hand this over to you?
Yeah, so I think the base thought of what we started with and base thought what we are running is more or less the same. Maybe the products have changed, maybe what we sell has kind of changed, or we have kind of grown. But the idea was to offer a clarity in the clutter and provide a very high quality travel. But besides that, sell the right kind of travel to the right kind of person. So if you are of a profile of traveler, then why would I sell to you something which you will not like? It's that kind of thing. So idea was not just to sell travel, but also make sure that it is kind of a right match for you and match for the. So this whole Nivalink, the name turned out to be the way it is. We were linking the right options with the right traveler, and we were kind of matching it.
Yeah.
So I feel that core philosophy, because that's why the customers don't come back to us for cashbacks or some loyalty points. They come back to us for that particular match that we keep doing it from time and time. And there are travelers who are with us for 17 years, 18 years, and we have kind of grown with them. So I think that part, I don't want him to leave, because because that's what the brand is. So the brand is not for when I did a post recently, someone in US and he said, "Oh, I remember, and we did our best trips to you guys." I mean, we must have done it a long, long time ago.
Yeah.
For him to remember, we must have done, something remarkable.
Yeah.
Kind of different. And so I think that's what I would want to carry. That don't do this whole marginal bit slightly better than someone else is doing. Do it well, do it really well, so that the traveler has his heart in that.
Yeah, I mean, your dad's giving you enough gyan. Very soft words, but extremely deep.
Yeah.
He's saying कि ऐसे ही कुछ मत करो. But I think his passion is very clear. That he also said he's got eye for detail. For a 22-year-old to say that, very proud of you. Yeah, because you like to explore.
Yeah.
And with that, if you're looking at something which is refined, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Dad just said this, and he said something very interesting, and maybe he didn't even realize that we gave products during that time not because there were any loyalty programs or kickbacks or whatever.
Yeah.
We did it purely because we wanted to match people. That's a huge shoes to fill,
Yeah.
Nivaan. So, are you prepared for this? Are you ready for this?
I mean, I still have a lot to learn from him, but definitely I'm trying to get myself prepared for it. And for the last 1 year, I've been like, since I've joined,
Yes.
I've not just stuck to one thing. Like I've worked with products and everything, but basically I'm trying to like fill in any gaps that are there at the company and trying to learn from it, whether that's accounts or our CRM backend, anything. I'm just trying to go in there, get get knowledge out of it, and basically learn more about the industry, learn more about this company, so I can do justice to the legacy and do like work harder, work better. Yeah.
Niraj, you know, you've seen this industry very closely. What is it that you think you don't want your child to do? You said, okay, now this is something I
Yeah.
don't want you to do.
Yeah, so he said something which I wouldn't want him to do.
Yeah.
I mean, he wouldn't. I wouldn't want him to just piggyback on whatever we've done.
Yeah.
Just do a little bit here and there because there's a platform is built whatever we've built.
So you don't want him to do a copy paste.
Yeah, no, he's marginally better or a little bit better than whatever we've been doing. I would rather want him to carve out some completely different space for himself, follow his passion projects, and set your own rules because back then we set our own rules and we are here because of that.
Correct, sir.
Today
correct.
we survived not because we followed the rules, but we are here because we set the rules.
Absolutely.
So I would want him to set the rules for the travel, which will be sold in last say next.
Yeah. So that's being a
20 years,
pathfinder. You're saying you're very clearly you all were pathfinders.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you have
you
to be
didn't
here.
follow the run of the mill journey. Yeah. Nivaan, anything that you've seen that so closely, you've watched mom so closely, anything that you feel they did in the past that probably they could have done better? As a child when you were growing up, after 10th standard when you were observing the business, maybe is there an advice you would have given them then that if things would be like this, things I think would be better?
I mean, I feel like they were so passionate about what they were doing. They always took on a lot of things, and maybe somewhere they didn't do justice to everything they took on.
Oh, okay.
So, and that also just affected efficiency, affected like work-life balance also, where they're so busy with something without giving time to other things, like which probably affected their. I mean, if they have hobbies or whatever, they give their life to the company basically.
Yeah.
And I mean obviously that's
Yes, I
helped
hear you. I
get
get
the
you.
company where it is.
Yeah.
But maybe some balance at some point would have also. I mean, I don't know how to put it, but
No, I get
helped.
you.
Yeah, it would have helped, and
Yeah.
maybe would have given them a fresher look at things, better mindset, and would have also helped the company in different ways.
Thank you for being so honest. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a very tough question, and for you to visualize fault lines, because see, no parent is perfect.
Yeah.
I'm a mother. None of us are perfect. We are also on the learn curve,
Yeah.
and if our children tell us something, we are happy because they see it because it's with love. It's not about you were wrong and you whatever. But thank you, Nivaan. It makes it. I could understand what you're saying because sometimes my daughter tells me, "Mom, you take just too much. Just chill.
Just too much. Yeah.
Just chill." Yeah, I get this. So Nivaan, when you're looking at your lens is a very different lens from your father's lens. What is it in your lens that you're saying, this is my roadmap for sure? Other things that come with it, great, but this is my roadmap at the moment. As a 22-year-old, this is what I see my travel industry looking at.
So I mean, I don't know about the travel industry as a whole, but I'll tell you about what I want to see this company do.
Super.
Where basically there's some sectors which we have been selling, but we've not put 100% into it. Like wildlife bird watching, we've sold a lot, but I feel like we can have a specific team or a specific platform basically catering to just the people who want to
Bang on.
go for wildlife trips, go for birding trips. I feel like with my knowledge and also the experience I have and I will get in the future, I think that can be done. I feel like I can do it really well, and Nivalink can become one of the platforms when it comes to like someone wanting to go to like Kaziranga, for example, and
Absolutely.
seeing the 50, 100 bird
Yeah,
species
yeah,
they want to
yeah,
see.
yeah.
So
Awesome.
that is one. Secondly, basically, so existing itineraries, existing travel ideas that exist when it comes to like Europe or Southeast Asia or whatever.
Yes.
I feel like there's also a lot of, it's all very, I would say, sightseeing based, where it could be a lot more experience based, or even, and if you want to add adventure into it, also there's a lot of adventure aspects to it which you could add. And I feel like that's not done enough. I mean,
Okay.
people are trying, but it's not done
Yes.
enough.
Okay.
And I feel like we can give that alternative to people who want it too.
Oh,
So these are just a
fabulous.
few ideas, yeah.
No, they are not just few.
Yeah.
There are few, but so much in
Yeah.
depth. I like it because I think seriously, I mean, it's not a business pitch, but you can have an entire community of bird watchers
Correct, yeah.
through Nivalink. Or you want to change your brand name, I have no idea. But this is it, because like I think this generation of alpha kids, you know, the generation after you in a way,
Correct.
you need to get them interested.
I know.
Because, you know, get them off the phones and tell them to see birds or feel the soil.
Yeah.
It's so important.
I'm seeing that change because
Yes.
even when I go on trips and like birding trips or whatever,
Yes.
there's people who are in their 50s, 60s, 70s who are the OGs basically.
Yes.
And then there's a gap where like there's young professionals there in their 30s or 40s, but not that many. But now I'm seeing more people my age getting into it, and that's definitely a good sign.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
shared with you when I was in Kaziranga,
Yeah.
within 3 kilometers, 58 species
Yeah.
of birds. This one of India's very experiential bird watchers. We were lucky to have him with us in
Yeah.
RG.
Correct.
And the great hornbill.
Yeah.
And the woof of the great hornbill.
Yeah.
I've experienced it.
Yeah.
It's a different sound of music.
Correct.
Very
yeah.
different sound of
I
music.
just experienced it 10 days ago in Darjeeling.
Yeah, I just got to know you in Darjeeling and I got the sound of music. I hope and
Yeah.
wish my kids get to see
Yeah.
hear that sound. It's a once in a lifetime.
Correct.
It's an experience that's once in a lifetime. I
Yeah.
totally get it. I feel your passion. Niraj, you've heard your boy. You've seen what he wants to get going. Something that you have told him in the past, you feel that has shaped him.
Yeah, see, me as a father and son, we have conversations, and we have a lot of conversation across topics.
Oh,
So,
lovely.
so that, I mean, our joy, let's say, if I don't talk to him for a day or two, or he doesn't talk to me, we kind of are more keen to share this
Aw.
happened, that happened. So, you know, we are kind of, we've not actually shared a father and
Yeah.
son kind of a bond. It's more of sharing, and yeah, I mean, I think I keep saying it to my friends that one of the greatest joys that I've had is to share my perspective on life to my son,
Amazing.
and you know, kind of see him, you know, shape up. So a lot of time I see a kind of reflection of me and my thought. A lot of time I see a kind of reflection of Maya in him. So yeah, that's a joy. So it is difficult to pinpoint is that you know one thing, but yeah. One which is a good part in it is that he is not just that. There is a lot more to him than just
No,
these two
lovely.
things.
No,
So,
that's
so he's also evolved as a boy on his own. So yeah, that's the part. Yeah.
so Dad's very clearly saying that your relationship, he's not been a strict father.
Not
No?
at all. Not
No?
at all. No.
He's not been this father
No.
like carrot dunga, फिर stick bhi dunga.
Yeah.
Nahin.
No, not at all.
Okay.
It's like we talk basically we experience different parts of like pop culture, and then
Yeah.
we're just talking about it, and that's literally been our relationship
Lovely.
throughout.
It's a very natural question, Nivaan. What's this one thing you love about Dad and you totally admire about him? That's unique to him.
I'll say hard work, which is a very generic answer, but I'll explain why I think hard work. It's because I've seen him do hard work in like different aspects of the business or in life in general. Like even when it comes to Nivalink, like he's on a trip, he's doing recce, he goes to a specific hotel, he'll look at every minute detail, he'll note it down, he'll remember it, and then he'll implement it when he's selling the destination to our clients. Or even when he's writing blogs or when he's writing emails to customers, there's always this, I won't even say it's hard work, but it's like his eye to detail and making sure that things go out the way they should be. I feel like I really like that about him, and
Wow.
I've always tried to implement that myself.
Wow. So that's your take home with your dad is hard work, well explained,
Yeah.
because he gets into
Exactly.
minute detailing.
Yeah.
Okay. Were you an engineer?
Yes.
Oh, see that? Okay, I didn't even ask you. You're so engineer in your head.
Engineerish.
Yeah, I mean you're so engineer in your head, literally. So of course your son took over, but he decided both of you gave up engineering.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, interesting. What was you, mechanical? No,
Computer.
computer engineering. Okay, and you were
Software
environmental.
guy.
Environmental,
See,
yeah.
that's given up software for travel. You're giving up environmental engineering for travel, I think. But your profession, engineering with environment, is something so similar to what you're doing.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean, you're not engineering it, but you're engineering a different thought.
yeah, definitely. Like key themes of like
Yeah.
sustainability show up in
Exactly.
both. Yeah.
Yeah, sustainable and responsible tourism.
Yeah.
I think if any company is not thinking about it,
Yeah.
cannot be a futuristic company.
Definitely.
Because responsible travel, you're an expert almost there
Yeah.
now. It's all about the carrying capacity. You can't have 5,000 people in one day at Ladakh.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, like, you remember there was a picture, Nivaan, where people were walking on Everest. The base
Yeah,
camp?
yeah, I've seen
it's
that
terrible.
picture. Yeah,
It's
terrible. Yeah.
It's blasphemy. You
Yeah.
can't do this.
And you're seeing the effects now too, where Ladakh there were flights cancelled because it was too hot. I mean, it's all a ripple effect.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Flights can because Ladakh was not fixing its
Yeah.
environment right.
Correct.
Because for whom? Because of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. And Niraj, that, you know, this is not only for Nivaan, but the entire travel fraternity out there. There are so many bachas looking at coming in. So many bachas who are at the brink. Should I? Should I not? Should I take that leap of faith or no? Anything you want to really tell them? Ekdam dil se.
Yeah, so see today whatever we build, like we were early movers, sure, but that time travel was just a small dot, and now that I would say travel is now growing, and next 10 years, 20 years is going to be huge. And if your pie is growing, the kind of travel you are selling is growing.
Yeah.
I mean, why wouldn't you want to be a part of the pie which is growing rapidly? Because your travel destinations to travel are growing,
Yeah.
people traveling are growing,
Yeah.
frequency of travel is growing.
Yes.
So it's all growth all over now. Why wouldn't you want to join a growing trade? Because it is growing, and yes, and also travel is not just like a banking where it's just the same thing wherever you
It's
go.
a 9
banking.
to 5 cookie cutter.
Yeah, whereas here there are shades and shades and shades and shades, and you just have to pick up a shade and kind of grow from there, because each travel company is catering to a particular kind of traveler, and they have their shade of travel too.
There's so many niches.
There's
in
so
travel.
many niches within that. So,
I believe this. Very few people say this. I'm so glad you're saying this because I see like hajar niches one can,
Yeah.
in a way, do. It doesn't matter whether it's, women travel, which is so cliche, but there are, within kids also you can do so.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing what you're saying. So you want to tell the children out there,
Please go for it.
Please go for it.
yeah, because one thing, and yes, our travel trade needs a bit of, kind of a young blood and professionalism, and more, more savvier when it comes down to, looking at travel in a different way. So traditional travel is going to be there. It is there, but then there is room for more when it comes down to new age travel, and
So Nivaan, when you're looking at the industry today, what is that one thing you feel that ye mat karo? Like this thing of the industry should change. I don't like this. It could be as serious as charging management fee for your business. But something that you feel that the travel industry should change this as a policy.
I feel like something which we do already, but sell the right kind of travel to the right person. So you can't just have, for a specific destination, you can't just sell the same 7-day trip to Spain to someone who's 20, 30, 40, 50, forget ages, but someone who enjoys like hotels more, someone who wants adventure more, someone who just wants to walk around and explore the city. You can't be selling the same trip to everyone else. You have to cater to your audience, cater to your customers, and switch and change the way you sell travel according to them. Which I feel a lot of people are doing it, but there's a lot of room for improvement.
I get you.
Yeah.
You're saying you can't just have time and again the same thing given to the same kind of
Correct.
janta.
Yeah.
It's like one has to tweak it accordingly, is what you feel the industry should be doing.
Yeah.
And anything you feel that India is not doing as right compared to the West? Something that you've explored? It could be environment, it could be anything, I'm not sure.
Um,
There's something, because you've traveled, you've studied abroad.
yeah.
Somewhere you feel we as Indian tour operators can up our game somewhere.
I mean, roads are getting better, so that's
Yeah.
one tick, I guess.
Super.
But I feel tourist infrastructure in. I would give you an example of US,
Yes.
where they have a lot of national parks, right? But
Right.
when it comes to national parks, the roads exist like India, but there's also a lot of like infrastructure in the sense where there's places where you can just sit and relax, or like I don't know how to put it exactly.
No, I know what you're saying. Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
it's like tourist infrastructure, but like very
Yes.
basic infrastructure,
Yes.
like the clean toilets is
Oh
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Then
Oh, yeah.
just sitting areas for families to just relax in.
Mm.
Then parking, like just small stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I feel like we built the roads, the destination exists,
Yeah.
but it's just the connecting. I don't even know how to explain.
It's
like,
not the last mile connectivity,
Yeah.
but you're saying infrastructure for the finer details.
finer details.
Like
Exactly.
I'm telling you, as a woman traveler, and especially if I'm traveling, I love road trips. I have a problem. That's another thing we need to talk. Self drives is like my theme.
Yeah.
But for us as women, it's a problem. I'm
Correct.
being honest.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I consume less water so that I don't have
Wash
to do
well.
those,
Yeah.
and it's not good. You have to consume water. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, oh God, abhi petrol pump, abhi pata nahi. You know, when
I
you're
know,
when you're
100%.
driving in Madhya Pradesh, of course, as you're saying, really, what we were 20 years ago, as young adults when we used to travel, oh my God, to now, oh, huge difference.
Huge difference.
But like today's kids also expect mom tissue paper.
Ah.
Basic, yeah. I mean, thinking about it, right? Tissue
Correct.
with soap, detergent. Abhi COVID ke baad thoda sa.
Yeah.
There is that awareness,
Yeah.
but bang on. Thank you for this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even
I mean,
other
thank
things
you.
like even like signs and
Yeah.
like information desks or whatever. There's like
Yeah.
there's a lot of things we can do.
Yeah. Okay. Somebody to handhold you there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get you. But what you're saying is so right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Today, if you go to the best national parks of India, there is it, but that something is missing.
Correct. Yeah.
As you said, daddy के business में वो kick था,
हाँ.
वो kick लाना है.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
I get you. I
Yeah.
totally hear you. Thanks, Niraj ji. You know we've had this cute half an hour with both of you. We're just wanting to sum up with one beautiful line that you want to leave with him as a father and as a professional, more than just a father. Something that you want to tell him, that this is the wealth I'm giving you, this is my legacy. What you take it forward.
I think there's a world out there to sell. So don't limit yourself to little things. I mean, there's so much out there to be sold, so much out there to travel, so much out there to learn. So I think that do not stop that journey and sort of reduce it to a process or reduce it to that joy of travel, the joy of selling travel, joy of recommending a good travel to somebody. That joy is what has brought us here, and I would want him to have that kind of joy going forward.
Wow, it's all about joyfulness.
It's about that joy, yeah.
And Niraj, we've seen you rarely because, of course, you're always so behind the scenes and doing like holding the fort. What do you want to tell your industry colleagues here when you're having young minds working? But what do you want to tell the industry out there?
See, our primary job as a travel professional is to sort of help our travelers wade through the complexity of travel, complexity of whatever they are traveling to. And I think investing in product knowledge, investing in what you're selling is very important. And try to brush yourself up with newer and newer things. And I find, and I meet a lot of them, and I find that there is a scope for being. I'm not trying to sort of demean anybody, but I think the travel industry needs that, because travel itself is transforming itself.
Yes.
And a lot of time travelers reduce it to a price game because we don't add that value beyond the price. Moment you take that price and get into the game of knowledge,
Yes.
then the price game doesn't exist. Then people come to you for your recommendation, insights.
Wow.
And I would want that whole trade to sort of move there rather than cribbing on little things like his price is less or price is more and all that. Because it's not the price. The customer is coming to you because he wants a seamless trip. So make sure of that. Yeah.
Wow, that's such a profound message, very deep, because you actually telling people that bas ho gaya ye prize war. हाँ, focus on knowledge. जिसको आना है आए. I think people do value this in this world, especially their generation.
Yeah.
I think they're very value focused. I mean, we think Gen Zs. I love the Gen Zs. I think you guys are so good. you're very nice. I think you're just good people. They're just very nice people. Nivaan, this episode is more for you.
Yeah.
What do you want to tell the world out there?
I mean, just do whatever you like and have a good time. Life is short.
Oh.
And yeah, I mean, one more thing I would say, don't get yourself stuck into boxes because the world is a globe. Yeah.
How nice. And yeah, you like literally nailed that.
Yeah.
Don't get yourself in boxes.
Yeah.
Just look beyond. As they say, think out of the box. It's very cliche. But I think you're going beyond that.
Yeah.
So you know what? I always believe that nothing comes easy. And as a person sitting right here, when I look at the youth today, they have a legacy business, no doubt. But as the father also says, nothing comes on a platter. There's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of research. And there's a lot of brutal travel that happens. Because Nivaan also believes that if he doesn't put his his energy in what he wants to achieve, it's not easy. So Nivaan, your experience of bird watching, I'm sure it was not just in and around Maharashtra. I'm sure you've gone way beyond your experiences to bring the best for your clients for the future.
Yeah, so I mean, I started bird watching when I was 11 in 2013, and it started off with tiger reserves where we went to Satpura, Pench, places like that, and that's where we had really good naturalists, and that's where the wildlife and birding bug caught on. And after that, our family trips, they like both my parents used to talk about going to Maldives or somewhere more luxurious. I was like, I don't want to go there. Let's go to this national park now, or let's go to this bird sanctuary. And that's how our family vacations became. Eventually, we had to compromise, but there was always a bird watching element to it. So this went on, and then COVID hit, and I also went to the US. So things slowed down for me a bit when it came to bird watching and wildlife. So I knew that once I'm coming back in 2023, I need to really make up for lost years and go explore India. So I took 13 trips in a year. I went to Ladakh, like specifically we tried for the snow leopard, didn't see it, but specifically for high altitude birds and wildlife. We went to Kashmir in 2022, then went to the Nilgiris, I've been to Darjeeling twice now, Sundarbans, and a lot of other places just to explore already existing birding and wildlife areas, also new upcoming ones, and figuring out what works, what doesn't work, and plus also checking my own wildlife and bird watching goals.
Yeah.
And it's going to continue like that. I have all of the Northeast to explore, which I'm going to do very soon. I'm going to go to Andamans, and it's going to continue. Then onwards to Nepal, Bhutan, Southeast Asia,
Absolutely.
and eventually I want to go to South America, and let's see when that happens. Yeah.
Soon, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But in the sidelines, Nivaan, you said that you don't like to take a trip that's cushy, easy. Dad mentioned that your day starts at 3:45 in the morning.
Yeah.
And then you guys figure, and then you all go that early because birds don't have a time. There are night birds, morning birds, afternoon birds, and whatever.
Correct.
So, and you also said that you do trips that are brutal.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what is this?
I mean, so when it comes to wildlife and bird watching, you have early bird gets the worm works for humans too over there. So you have to be ready at 5 and out in the nature to see them, to get the most out of the experience, and it goes on throughout the day. And like you said, there's birds at night too, so it can there is no time limit on that.
Yeah.
It can be from 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. some days.
Yeah.
And that's how it is. And I mean, it can be difficult for some people, but because I'm so passionate about it, it's brutal, but I like it.
Yeah, and you're so wired to this whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, okay, it's 3:45 को अगर उठना है तो बस उठना है.
Yeah.
In the morning.
Correct, yeah.
They call it what, the Brahma Kaal or something. But yeah, it's like amazing, yeah, Nivaan.
Yeah.
I mean, This is some energy, I must say.
Yeah.
And actually, as you said, the passion, like dad's traveled to some 60 bird trips, or
Yeah, both of us combined 60.
60
Wildlife,
wildlife
trips, yeah.
Birding and wildlife, yeah.
Oh my god. And that also, you're not even saying it's just Africa, you're doing India.
Yeah, most of it is India.
Most of it, yeah.
That is like, because when you think of, such niches of travel,
Correct.
in adventure, this is a huge niche. You think, oh, the first thought is Africa.
Hmm.
But you're actually saying India.
Yeah.
Wow. And you also want to do Bhutan.
Yeah, Bhutan's very good for bird
I've heard.
watching. Thailand's really good. Indonesia's, parts of Indonesia are completely untouched, and I'm planning to go there soon. And
Yes.
yeah, so
Yes.
there's a lot in Asia, a lot in the world.
Yes, I've heard the Malaysian region of Sabah Sarawak.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
is also
very,
supposed to be
very
very wealthy.
Yeah,
With this kind of
correct. Yeah,
you know.
even like something like Bali, which has become like more of a leisure getaway. There's also a lot of birding possible there and the islands around it too. So yeah, there's even in destinations where you wouldn't think birding could be
Yeah.
even a day activity or a bigger trip. It exists. It's just no one's done it yet.
Yeah, imagine having a super bird watching experience for honeymooners.
Yeah.
Saying that, okay, Bali is great, but you can do bird watching there
Yeah.
and bond over birds.
Correct. Yeah.
I think that's like a fabulous
There's also
idea.
cruise from there to the Komodo Island. They can do. Yeah.
Oh.
A lot of things possible.
Okay,
Yeah.
so see, it's a world of possibilities. I must tell the audience, we really rolled back the camera because Nivaan on the sidelines were giving us like boom ideas.
Yeah.
He said, you know what, and the energy, so I couldn't not capture that energy. So we rolled back the camera for him because, for a young mind to do 13 trips in 1 year in India, focused on adventure and bird watching, it calls for another kind of applaud. In my eyes, and of course the energy comes from dad, and also the inspiration from mom.
Yeah.
But I think you're at the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
And anything else, Nivaan, you think I have missed out on that you think you want to tell the world out there? This.
I think we've covered everything.
I'm glad because I'm happy to roll the camera back for you, but because this was important. This was so important for the world to know that young kids don't get it easy. They must be having parents who've given them great education, but there's also a lot of hard work they're pushing them to. I can see this. Nothing comes easy. A 3:45 early morning wake up call every day.
Yeah.
It can only come with passion. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so
thank you
much.
for speaking. This whole, this whole journey back again is special. Thank you so much. It's been like, for me, it's been a learning.
Yeah.
Because I'm not seeing just a father-son bond. I'm seeing a lot of super energy happening here. And I'm so confident you're taking this to another level. Because I see his energy, yeah. He's like, I think the energy that he had 20 years ago is like more and extra now, and with a lot of eye for detail. Nivaan, it was an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
For being so articulate more than anything. You've kind of you know your roadmap. You know what you want to do in life with dad and mom's support. Mom's been a great support, I'm sure, in your life. And you can't rule that combination of parents who are doing fabulously for your growth. Thank you, Niraj.
Thank you.
You've been so good. Thank you. And let's work together to make travel a beautiful place. And
Absolutely.
as Excel Software Consultancy supported this venture of Reemarkabl with the only thought, Mufi said that I want to support the youth of our industry, and hats off to him to believe in a project like that and to support young minds like you. On this very positive note, thank you so much, and let's keep watching for some fabulous people like Nivaan, Niraj, who are giving the industry so much of wealth. Thank you.